Welcome to 5 Minute School, and in today's video I wanted to go over the differences between stable and unstable angina pectoralis. So, in the last video we discussed coronary artery disease, and within coronary artery disease are the cardiovascular diseases such as stable and unstable angina, and also a myocardial infarction. With angina pectoralis, this is where the patient will experience chest pain and chest discomfort due to very limited blood supply to the cardiomyocytes, and this, if left prolonged and without treatment, will result in necrosis and damage to the cardiomyocytes. So it's important for the patient to seek treatment as soon as possible. So I've just drawn some vessels here just to help you understand the concepts behind stable and unstable angina. But these are the coronary arteries. In cases of stable angina, this is where we have a patient who's going to experience this discomfort and this pain, especially when they exercise. So when they're at rest, they're fine and they don't have any symptoms, but when they're exercising or doing some activity like going up several sets of stairs, they'll start to experience the symptoms, and this is because the work that the heart is doing to perform these functions, it's not able to receive the energy it needs because of the vessels which have been occluded or constricted because of atherosclerotic plaque which is present. So basically, stable angina is when the patient is going through some form of exercise, or they're walking up several sets of stairs, and they'll all of a sudden start feeling this pain and this discomfort in their chest. And this is because their heart is being put under stress from the activity, but they're not able to meet the requirements of the energy requirements of the cardiomyocytes because these vessels, these coronary arteries here, are slightly occluded. So this is an example of what it may look like in stable angina, what the coronary arteries look like. So we can see there's some kind of plaque, or atheroma as it's known, is present in the coronary arteries, which is really reducing the blood flow to the cardiomyocytes, so they're not able to function as well. So the patient will experience the pain and they'll have to stop, they'll have to rest, and they'll take some medication. So there's the nitroglycerol spray which they have, which they can take, which causes vasodilation of the coronary arteries, and then the symptoms would subside shortly afterwards. With the case of unstable angina, we have the same atherosclerotic plaque, but this atheroma, as it's called, in stable, is usually covered by some form of fibrous capsule, but in unstable angina, it might have burst or it might have opened. So what's happening is it's very mobile, so it's moving in and out, and part of it may have dislodged elsewhere, so there's some more of it. For example, over here, there's more as well. So with unstable angina, the patient is going to experience the same pain, but they're going to experience it randomly. It doesn't have to be when they're exercising. They'll experience it more when they're exercising, obviously, but even at night and at rest, when they're just lying down. In fact, the most common times are between 10 o'clock at night to 6 o'clock in the morning, when the patient's just sleeping and they're having this discomfort in their chest. It's going to last a lot longer as well, so it's going to last about 10 minutes. Often it's going to occur with, it's known as a crescendo pattern, so it's going to happen once, and then the next time it happens it's going to feel worse, and then it stops, and then it's going to happen again and feel even worse than the last time. So it's known as a sort of crescendo angina, where it's getting worse, the pain every time, and it's very serious. It's very dangerous for the patient to be experiencing unstable angina pectoralis. It's a very key indicator that the patient may suffer from a heart attack very soon. So those are the main differences between stable and unstable angina. Obviously there are some treatments for both of them. So there's the pharmaceutical medications that you can be taking. I've mentioned nitroglycerol, which is a spray which the patient sprays under the tongue when they feel the symptoms. They can also be taking calcium channel blockers and beta blockers. There's also surgical options as well, such as a balloon angioplasty, where they like insert a balloon inside and inflate it to sort of open out the vessel. They can also undergo a coronary bypass, where they take a graft from a vein and to make another passage to allow the blood to pass through and pass the plaque. And also, there's some lifestyle changes which the patient can make as well. If they're a smoker, they can stop. They can try and optimize their blood pressure and blood cholesterol by losing weight and making the correct diet choices. But that's all I want to discuss in today's video on stable and unstable angina. I will be making some more videos on this topic, but that's all I want to discuss for today. And thank you very much for watching.